Razabani for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted this morning. It's my turn to get up early with my man, Joseph Parker again. Joe, in the gym, how are things?
Things are good. I think the last time we spoke, it was still the same situation here in New Zealand with lockdown, but, making the best of the, situation we're in. Spending a lot of quality time with the family and getting training in every day, keeping in shape. I think the training, you train so you can eat more.
So by training, you can go to the fridge and look at the snacks for the kids and eat them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but things are good. Things are great.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Joe, I know we spoke about a week ago. We spoke specifically about Joshua-Usyk build-up, and obviously you shared your thoughts. The fight took place a couple of days ago. A lot of people were still shocked at the result. Some people weren't shocked as the result, but let's just touch on the game plan. Anthony Joshua seemed like he was trying to box, arguably one of the best pound for pound boxers in the game today. What did you make of the game plan?
I think the game plan wasn't, it just showed it wasn't the right game plan for what Usyk brought. Usyk showed, just a great performance, gave him a lot of problems with his movement, footwork, feints, everything. He just showed one of those performances where you just sort of tuned in because it was real good. And I just think Joshua just didn't have the, sometimes you come up with a game plan that works and sometimes it doesn't work. And this time it didn't work for him.
Obviously, the first couple of rounds was quite convincing. Usyk won. I think on my card, I gave Usyk the first 4 rounds. Joshua came back in.
I think the first 4, Joshua came back in like 5, 6, or, in the mid rounds, catching him a few right hands, and then Usyk again put it on him towards the end. Yeah,
so obviously Joshua in round 5, round 6 started imposing his size a little bit more, became more on the front foot. Jab looked a bit better and trying to land the right hand. But why did it kind of reverse all of a sudden back to Usyk taking the lead again from around 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I mean, when he did put on the pressure, he was catching Usyk with some good shots, and Usyk felt there. But then he just went back to what he was doing before. So I mean, listen, we can say this and say that, but we're just not sure what he was going through, and maybe the preparation that he had wasn't as good as to prepare for someone like Usyk. Maybe the sparring partners weren't as good, and the plan wasn't working. Yeah.
Do you feel like, because I did a couple of interviews I did a number of interviews over the week. Do you feel like people were underestimating Usyk based on his previous 2 performances at heavyweight?
I think they underestimated him because of the size. Firstly, not being a natural heavyweight, and then underestimating him because of the performances with Witherspoon and Chisora. I mean, a lot of people thought that he didn't have enough, or didn't have what it takes to to beat Joshua, but he just showed that with the right game plan executed to 100% with movement and speed and footwork, that a little heavyweight can take on a big heavyweight.
A lot of people are criticizing Anthony Joshua for his tactics, but how much do we have to rate Alexander's performance and ability at heavyweight? Because a lot of people thought he wouldn't do that to someone in the size, the power, the reach of Anthony Joshua.
Listen, a lot of people can criticize, but until you've been in the ring with Usyk and experience it yourself, then you can't really say much. You know what I mean? Joshua he's been a good champion, being a good unified champion twice, and he put on the best performance that he could, that night, and it wasn't good enough for what Usyk brought. So, if they do have the rematch, the interesting part will be to see whether he can make the adjustments and changes that he needs to make. But Usyk again will come in with confidence, and he too will get better, settling into the heavyweight division.
Joe, I've seen you many times live, and when you're coming into the ring, you're oozing with confidence. You like to play your nice music, etc. a lot of criticism towards Anthony Joshua, the way he came into the ring, kind of the ring war. Well, let's even go back a day, you know, Wayne Day, they were taking selfies with each other, almost similar to Ruiz Joshua. On fight night, he was walking, he was touching gloves with fans, he was meeting fans. I think he kissed someone he knew just on the cheek. He got into the ring, and it seemed like there was a lot of respect he gave Usyk. Yes, absolutely right. They were touching gloves consistently. There's a lot of people talking about in his corner, there were too many people talking. Rob McCracken wasn't the only voice, and people were confusing potentially Joshua. His team were clapping when he wasn't having good rounds and telling him that was a great round for you, or that was great combinations for you. Like, does all of that have a psychological effect? Should you just be zoned out, sweating, coming into the ring and just focus on the task on hand?
Yeah, listen, a lot of fighters approach a fight differently. Some fighters like to be so focused, they don't want any noise, they don't want any distractions, they don't want you talking to them, and other fighters, you know, are very calm, happy, excited, smiling, listening to music, chilling out. I don't know, to some people that are looking in, maybe it was too much noise for him, you know. But I mean, I've seen him do that many times, you know, with the ring walk and then coming in, touching gloves and saying hi to people. So, I mean, all of that can make a difference, but at the end of the day, Usyk just put on a great performance.
Joe, I know we spoke last time about you have to respect Anthony Joshua's resume. He has fought, without doubt, probably the best kind of in his last 10 fights, probably the best out of all the heavyweights that are out there. I know obviously Fury got that win over Wilder, but if you overall look at Joshua's resume from White, Charles Martin, Brazil, Molinas, Takams, Povetkin's, Klitschko's, etc., he's probably got the best. So you got to respect him for getting in the ring. And a lot of people think he was going to avoid Usyk, which he didn't do. And we said it in our last interview, you know, fighters lose. It doesn't mean anything. You know, in sports, you lose, you win. But people are saying he shouldn't take on the rematch because Usyk started just all wrong for him. What would you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those fighters you got to respect. First, he has the career that he's had so far, his record, and then you got to respect the fact that he takes risks and challenges. You know, challenges that, you know, some people, you know, thought it wasn't the right fight for him to take, but he took it, and he took it. Now he's taking a loss on the chin. But fighters will be fighters. You know, we all think we can do better. We all think that the next time we fight this person, it's going to be a different result. It's going to be, so you know what I mean? He's just a fighter that has the same mentality where the rematch is sitting there. I'll take it and I'll correct what I need to work on and be better.
I know fans love to see one champion. We've got Josh Taylor at 140, the undisputed champion. Crawford done it at 140 before. We've got Canelo and Plant at 168 for the undisputed. We've tried it for the heavyweights. We've tried for a number of years where we could have seen undefeated American in Wilder versus undefeated Joshua from the UK. Would have been a great fight. It didn't happen. We tried to do Fury. It didn't happen. Do you feel like almost is a blessing in disguise? You know, even if whatever happens with Fury Wilder, Joshua Fury will still be a big fight with or without the belts.
I still think there's going to be a big fight with or without the belts, and probably the reason is because we want to see, you know, I think the UK fans want to see who the best is in the UK at the moment, heavyweights.
And in terms of Usyk himself, how much of a problem do you think he's going to give the heavyweight division?
Yeah, well, we just saw that he, you know, what he could do right at the top level. So he's definitely going to give the heavyweight division a lot of problems, and he's one of those fighters that you want to fight because you know he's the best now.
Joe, I know obviously you got Chisora in December, so your focus is Chisora, but surely you must feel like after seeing Usyk beat Joshua, you got Wilder Fury in about 10 days' time. You've got White Wallin end of October. The heavyweight landscape could really open up over the next month or so, which is exciting stuff.
Oh, listen, it's very exciting. It's always exciting. I mean, sometimes the heavyweight division feels like it's only going one way and things are locked up here and there, but I feel like it's opening up more and more. And it's not only exciting for the heavyweights right at the top, the heavyweights just under that, then all the new heavyweights coming in. You know, it's just the division is on fire again, and there's a lot of big fights to be made.
And Joe, just finally, you know, if this rematch does take place, Anthony Joshua has said, yes, I want the rematch. is it obvious what Anthony Joshua has to do? Does he have to make it an ugly, dirty fight and get in the face of Usyk, just like Derek Chisora did?
I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's, I mean, from seeing the Derek Chisora fight, Usyk fight, that's, you know, that game plan did have a lot of positives to it, you know, putting on the pressure, chasing him down, manhandling him, throwing him around, throwing big bombs. That's what I think that's what you have to do with someone like Usyk who's got superior boxing skills.
Mm. Okay, well, thank you, Joe, for giving me a little bit of time. How's your preparations? When are you coming to the UK?
Preparations are good. Looking to fly to Vegas next week and then from there on to the UK. So I'm excited. The only hard part will be leaving the family and not knowing if I can get back into New Zealand after the fight. But, you know, we'll just take it as it comes.
Just make sure you bring your Bobby Parker jacket because it's going to be cold when you come.
Don't worry. He's hooked me up with 2 or 3, so he's the man.
Yeah, if you need any more, let me know. I'll speak to him.
Thank you,
Joseph
bro.
Parker, IFL TV. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.